Hello, everyone. How we all doing today? Sounds like a bunch of us are very tired today. And that's okay. We've got some nice chill Phoenix Wright, and then some more chilling in VR a little later. Ooh, dinner. What'd you bring us? What'd you bring us, Dragoon? I am a little tired, but that's okay. Work has continued to be work. I continue to rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic. Work does suck. Work especially sucks in a place that has declared bankruptcy, and so every 2 seconds you have to keep telling people, yeah, we're open. No, I don't know for how long. Cube steak, mixed vegetables, and cheesy rice. Sounds good. I need to eat more vegetables. All joking aside with the carrots, you know, I don't eat a ton. Hey, Grumpus, how you doing? Work is the worst, it turns out. Yep. Work is bad and dumb, and we should all stop doing it immediately. Let's all just stop. What are they gonna do? They can't arrest all of us for not paying rent. Thank you, Minty. You're good kids. Make actual soup with veggies instead of instant noodles with meat. You know, but in fairness, that takes more than 5 minutes. And sometimes that's all you got energy to do. Yeah. Weather's gonna start getting cold soon, so it'll be soup weather soon. I do enjoy a good soup. And not like, you know, our soup, you know. Although they're great too, obviously. But yeah. How are we all feeling about some more Phoenix Wright? If I can find it in my Steam list here. It is hiding somehow. It should be in my recent games. There it is. Hot dog noodle soup with bird's eye chilies, peas, and carrots once more. I mean, that doesn't sound bad. More layers and more hot food. Indeed. Soon it will be sweater weather. Now back to some Phoenix. Let's see here. Well, let's get the old screen capture going. Whoppa. There we are. There we go. Might do a Uke redeem. Redeem Rambo NES Jungle theme. Just a heads up. Oh no. I mean, we'll try. We'll try. By definition, NES games don't really have chords because there aren't enough sound channels to play 3 notes at the same time. So I'll try to do a finger-picked melody of an NES game, but yeah. Or they'll be, or sometimes it's power chords because a power chord is only 2 notes playing at once. Which is why you sometimes can get some real rockin' like songs out of an NES. Because they can do a power chord. They can't do like a proper triad, though. Little fun fact for you. In case you care about that kind of stuff. Gonna do some LSD for the PlayStation. I'm doing my best to hold out on the spooky stuff yet. Like I will start soon, and we're probably gonna start before October even. But I'm trying not to start too early on the spooky stuff, just so people don't get too tired of spooky games before the end of October. Alright. You ready for some Turnabout Samurai? Yeah, you've disgraced me for the last time, Steel Samurai. The pale moon in the sky thirsts for your blood. The moon? No, it is you who should gaze upon the moon. For it will be the last moon you ever see. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, God. You know, I know everybody hates this case. I like this case. The warrior swords gleam in the night. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's exciting episode. The Dark Messenger returns. October 14th, 5:31 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Thank you, Minty. I shall do so. Everybody do hydrate. I have some of my delicious Coke Zero. I can definitely use the caffeine. That rocked. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, stop waving that broom around. Oh, Nick. I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here. What was that surreal show you were watching? I try, Minty, thank you. You're a good kid. What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? It's only the most popular TV hero for young people. Young, like, how young? 10 years old? What the heck are you getting all excited about? Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17. See, I'm a teen, not like you, Nick. Okay. We will see you in a bit, Fate. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. Then watch it with me. He's really cool, and it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. I really worry about kids these days. What's wrong with wanting to be a samurai? Gramps. Well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time. But no one paid any attention to the Wright & Co. law offices. How am I going to pay the rent this month? You forget clothes. Yeah. Man, I'm 20 years older than Nick now. It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. Humph. October 16th, 8:14 a.m. Phoenix Wright's bedroom. I don't think we need to know what goes on in Nick's bedroom. Hello? This is Phoenix. Nick? Maya? What? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai. The Steel Samurai's got arrested. Huh? You mean the guy on that show? Yeah. They're saying the Steel Samurai killed a villain. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV. No, I mean, he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with his samurai spear. I never skewer any villains with my samurai spear. Only good boys get the samurai. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office, quick, please, Nick. Hey, Jonathan. Welcome. Welcome, Jonathan. How you doing? We're enjoying a little Phoenix Wright before a little VR chat chill time. I'm okay. I'm a little tired. I just got out of work a little while ago, but wanted to get a nice stream in. Hey, Thurix. Just woke up. Seems like everybody's tired. Gub heard Samurai Spear and has been activated. October 16th, 9:22 a.m. at the Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya's here, watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested today. Powers plays the lead role in the popular kid show The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. Walked in the right time about samurai sticks and indigo. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Only if you're a good boy. Only the good boys get my samurai spear. Villains don't get my samurai spear. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also found stuck through the body. Police believe this was the murder weapon and are investigating further. It has to be a joke. No, no, it's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Yes, Wright & Co. law offices. Why is it going to Maya's cell phone? Why'd they call it Maya? What? Nick. It's the Steel Samurai. What? Yeah, of course. We'll be right there. It was actually the I know, right? It would be funny if it somehow still was, right? You know, if you want to be in the good books, oh my. Well, you know. Hello, Bruiser Bunny. Welcome. I always appreciate a fellow bunny. They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So I've decided this will be our first case. Oh, thank you for the follow, Bruiser. I do a lot of kind of indie games and a lot of retro stuff, a lot of little oddities. I also do a lot of dance games in VR and hang out in VR chat. So if all that sounds fun, do hang around. All right. Well, what should we do? What should we do? How can you just sit there like that? We have to get down to the detention center and meet the Steel Samurai. Does she want to investigate this case or just do some sightseeing, I wonder? My money's on sightseeing. We don't have enough information to make a case yet. Just admit it. You don't have a clue what happened. Well, of course, we haven't started yet. No, we just don't have enough information. Of course not. We haven't started. Well, let's head on down, shall we? This one guard, he's always there. Never gets a day off. What's wrong, Maya? It's him, in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder, at least once, maybe twice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you saying? Yeah? Something wrong? No. It's getting off to a great start. I know. You're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh, no. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know. I didn't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. Guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now. Nick. What? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Well, yeah. He didn't do it. Poor Will Powers. What a sweetheart this man is. I don't get why people don't like this case. Will Powers is a sweetheart. Maybe you could start by telling us what happened. Yeah, of course. Seems like it was only yesterday, actually. It was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. Get it? A run-through? Run-through, like with a spear? We went through a few action sequences at 10 that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon. But when 5 came around and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jack Hammer, dead. He'd been expertly skewered with the samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that well, the Steel Samurai uses as a weapon. Maybe you could explain to me just what the Steel Samurai is. Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this, and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's alright, really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo-Old Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. I see. Neo-Old Tokyo? Who comes up with these names? Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studios at 9. We worked through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5, but I was a little tired. So after lunch, I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up, it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. Hey, Cyrus. How you doing? I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action hero. What will the kids think? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right, Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick, let's go. I'm willing to bet $10 she asked for autographs. Did you know I'm a lawyer? Here. I see. Let me guess. This guy wasn't the top student in improv class. Yes, and. Frustrated with Steam support, but doing okay. Yeah, I heard you're having, like, issues with, like, stick drift on one of your controllers. Kids will think you're a lazy ass, it's true. Better than them thinking he's a murderer, though. If we can prove he was asleep, right? Play Space Drift, only on the one controller. That's annoying. Oh god, this is the first one with Wendy, old bag, isn't it? This is like, yeah. Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome! Aren't you excited? Yep, there she is. Hey, you there! You want in? You gotta go through me. Oh, sorry. We're, lawyers. Oh, yeah. Well, that's great. I'm security. And it's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out. Gawkers? Gawkers. Sightseers? Tourists? I know the type. You heard about the incident and came to snoop around. Youths today. Something horrible happens and you can't think, wasting all your time in a place like this. Don't you have jobs you should be doing? I'll do lawyers and the rest of us. Maybe I should become a lawyer too. Sounds like a bunch of you. Some elephant around us. Please, a little young thing, a little mind difference. You didn't dance around. Things hippie clothes and what are you doing these and I won't come. Nick? Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I don't know. It's possible. Hey. Listen, when you're being spoken to, youths today. The studios. So what do you do here at the studios? At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days. No, you're a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here. I'm afraid, dearie. You would think exactly. We don't have it with us at the moment. Wow. This place has really gone downhill, you know. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then, too. He was... Hammer? The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate. Yeah, Jack Hammer. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers? He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. That's probably why he thought that the Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jack Hammer. We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty. Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job. What kind of person was Jack Hammer? What kind of person? Oh, if you only knew. Jack Hammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series. That's my favorite one. Should probably sleep soon. Very cozy, and it's late. Aw, okay, Minty. Well, you sleep well. You have a great night, kids. Dad's proud of you. Should I have heard of that? Ah, thank you, Minty. Everybody hydrate. Ah, delicious. There was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that, reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry. Well, he's dead now, but... Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer? I was standing right here yesterday, I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5 when they found the body. Now, the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place. And that person was Mr. Powers? Yes, I saw him. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it. Isn't it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along. Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request. Humph. I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request. And maybe I'll just let you in. Lady here thinks she owns the place, obviously. Well. Did you know I'm a lawyer? What's that? You giving that to me? Absolutely not. Alright, well. Let's go, officially get Will Powers to ask us to be his attorney. Hello, how was the studio? They all think I did it, don't they? No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you? What? No, I'd never do that. Earlier you said that you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch. Yes, like a baby. But the security lady says she saw you that day. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime. What? That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise. Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business, and I need every advantage I can get. I know. I'm sorry. But I swear to you, on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me? What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. About the security guard at the main gate to the studio. Oh, the security lady? She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking. Yeah, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once, and she'll never let up on you. Yeah, she's got some nerve. Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation? Of course. I just hope this will get me past that security lady. Did you know I'm a lawyer? He does know. Okay. Alright. I got a thing. Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers. Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scrawl. Powers' request given to the security lady. To think he would entrust his fate to youths of such unreliable appearance. Really? Really? Anyway, you may pass. But only left from here, towards the studios. No going to the right. That's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal, were my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Hey, Nick. Huh? There were maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad. Those are 50 cents a piece, thank you. Well, time to go, Nick. 50 cents! Guide map to the global studios added to the court records. Alright. Anything else you have to say? Nope? Alright. Let's move along for now. Studio 1 entrance. Hey. Aren't you that murderer from the other day? Ah. It's that confused detective. Hey, pal. You know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset and it's your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window. So? Hey. If he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. Poor Gumshoe. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt. He's a sensitive guy, Gumshoe. Look at this man. You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth in my heart. Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here? Well, we're on the case too, pal. Oh, hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say he's a character, all right. So how's your investigation going, Detective? Well, it's, hey, I can't tell you that, pal. Nick, maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions. Right. So, Detective, mind if I take a look at what you've got? Oh my. What I got? Goodness. The autopsy report. The latest version, if you please. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Pear. Aw. And the bunny likes you, Pear. It a kibby. Autopsy report added to the court records. Time of death, 10:15 at 2:30 p.m. Cause pierced through the chest by a spear. Why was Mr. Powers arrested? Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now, the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30 p.m. Only one person went to the studio between 1 and 2:30, and that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate. You're just Thurix? You're not just Thurix. You are the Thurix. The one and only. Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. About the security lady. Oh, that sweet old lady? What a charmer. Huh? Talking about the same person? When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee. Remember what Powers said? She's a sucker for authority. I mean, I've got a lawyer badge. Does that get me nothing? She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. Huh? This decisive evidence. What kind of evidence? Well, that photo. The photo of the Steel Samurai heading towards the scene of the crime. What? Who took that? See the camera up on the gate, pal? The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah, whenever someone walks by, the camera automatically snaps a photo of them. Oh no. Nick, he has evidence. We're finished. Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. We'd like to ask the employees here some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. Glad someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out. I think we're all good there. Cool. Did you know that we're a lawyer? Detective, see this? This is my attorney's badge. Uh-huh. Don't you think it's a little sad when you have to explain what your badge means, pal? Real men show their PD badge, and that's that. I'll admit the design of my badge leaves a lot to be desired. Man, why does he gotta badge shame us like that? Maybe it should just be a big L for lawyer. Not so sure about that. Let's see. I don't think the detective needs to see any of that other stuff at the moment. So, let's take a look around, shall we? Hey, there's a camera here. That's a security camera. It takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data, and you can see who went there. Where? There's a number plate on the camera. STI, and then 307. It's ST1, I suppose. That must be the camera ID number. I'm a little bushed. Maybe I'll take a short rest here. Hey, good idea, pal. Detective, aren't you on the case? Well, yeah, but... Hey, us detectives get tired of standing around too, pal. The studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind. But what kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right to the Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? It looks kind of busted. Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday, and the head broke off. It took that tree down with it, too. This tree? There's a big welcome sign above the path. Yeah, apparently the studio has fallen on tough times. They started letting people in on days they aren't filming. They make a bit of extra money by charging for admission. Huh. Sure know a lot about this place, detective. You know, you could always quit being a detective and work here. Yeah, and what a perfect timing with the studio mascot down for the count. Huh? So what's that supposed to mean, pal? Everyone's so mean to Gumshoe. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a card key to get in. Makes sense that they would want to keep the non-employees out. Let's see, do you have a card key for us? Probably not. Well, let's see if we can get one from Wendy, I suppose. Nick, look. That security lady in the guard station is stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough that she doesn't need teeth to chew them. Hey, you. Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet? She had to make my life harder by giving me that photo to Detective Gumshoe. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am? Oh, that? I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left from here is the gate with the camera that took that photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go here, you pass by the station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I see go through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. The security camera got a good look at him, too. If he's not the one who did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you? Yeah, good one, Sonny. She thinks I was joking. Was the victim, Mr. Hammer, a popular actor? Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio. Was, past tense. Oh yes, he was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He shone the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate is a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? About the security camera. Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when someone walks through the gate, see? Then it snaps a photo. Apparently, it records the time when it takes a picture, too. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all of the photos on the computer over in the security guard station. A computer, how fancy. I check them every day before going home, I do. Well, I don't think she's going to care about this. But what's that? You giving that to me? I can't imagine she would care too much about much else that we have. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Hey, no touching! The security guard station. The security lady must like junk food. There's a mountain of it on the desk there. I can see the computer that runs the security cameras. An overhead map of the studios. Right from here is the employee area. To the left, the actual film studios. The main entrance to the studio. There was a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing up against the gate. Looks like a studio van. They probably used it to carry around film equipment. I think that is everything we can see here. Well, this hasn't gotten us anywhere yet. There's nothing we can present to her at the moment, I don't think, that she's going to care about. Yeah. Alright. So there must be something... Ah, okay. We can go outside Studio 1 there. Alright. Or... No, that's not helpful yet. Let's see. I don't suppose you're gonna care about this. Okay. He does not. Is there anything else here I have not seen? There we go. Detective Gumshoe, what's down the path to the left? Looks like a tree fell down over the path. Oh yeah, that way's kind of dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There's nothing down there anyway. That's where Studio 2 used to be, they tell me. They don't use it now, though. I would like to go to the studio. I need a card key. I need a card key. Let's see. Outside Studio 1. Oh, we can't go to the employee area. That is open to us now. There we go. We had to go back here first. Global Studios employee area. Nick. This is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, look. There's Power's dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. Well, I mean... a window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside. Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum... Huh, it's so normal. I was expecting some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn, at least. Wait, look, Samurai Soda. I love Samurai Soda, it's my favorite. Nick, try this. Ladies first. Nope. And... nope. There we go. The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on the plates, minus the steak. T-bone steak. That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? I mean, same, though. The door to the dressing room. It's not locked. Hey, Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir. What do you mean, find? You never know. Might be something like the samurai spear. We don't need a spear. And that's the murder weapon, for crying out loud. I mean, we could use the murder weapon. That would be handy to have. The metal grate on the drain here has been taken off. It's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through there, I bet. Yeah, if you snuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right. Huh? Hey, I'm not a kid. Looks like one of those electric-powered bicycles. I don't know about these. I mean, what's the point? Makes it a lot easier to go up the hills. Don't people cycle to get exercise? There's a half-finished backdrop for a stage here. Looks like a castle. Probably neo-old Tokyo Castle. What? We can't click on the ladder? Really? I guess not yet. Alright. Well, into the dressing room. October 16th, Global Studios dressing room. Powers' dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least, this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right. And there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth, for his sake. Well. There's some regular suits in amongst the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you're already wearing one myself. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his window much. I guess it is kind of dusty outside. There's a vast array of cosmetics here. Oh. This is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, try this on. No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig? I, kind of like samurai movies. Same, Maya. Kinda. Same, Maya. Same. This must be Powers' bag. Hey, don't open that. Look. An employee card key. That must be Powers'. It says Studio 1. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it. You mean borrow. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets. How many stomachs does this girl have? They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. And VR chat worlds. I see my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. Alright, well. Wonder what else is inside Powers' bag. Stop that, my partner, the thief in training. Alright, that's probably everything in here. Sure is. To the main gate. Now, outside Studio 1. Let's see, anything new? Nope, alright. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this card key we borrowed from the dressing room will work. It opened. Alright, we're in. She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here. And the Steel Samurai killed him. The murder weapon was a samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. I mean, that sounds kind of unreal, but, you know. Here we go. Here's the joke, right? Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right. Sorry. Do the step ladder count. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Oh, it's heavier than I thought. Hey, you, no touching that. Sorry, my partner is kind of, you know. You know? No, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're Will Powers' people. WP's people. WP. Oh, Will Powers. WP, I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit. But do what you can for WP, okay? He'd never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Oh, don't worry. Leave it to us. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Power's dressing room is, right? Yeah, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go to his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless he had some urgent message for him. Unless I had some urgent. I mean, it's his private... Well, what kind of girl do you think I am? What no, I'm sure you're a fine... I'm sorry. So much for getting a confirmation of Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came into the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry. I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue! A lead! Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yeah, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. Get it? Run-through. They keep... Get it? Do you get it? Run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. So you sensed that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yeah, I think. I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. I don't know, we get a lot of that kind of crap in testimonies. People just kind of saying that kind of crap. I think. Yeah. What about the security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. They outlined where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate's costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny, I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. And look, a megaphone! A real live megaphone! Ready, Nick? Action! This smells more trouble than I thought. What's this? That's for reflecting light. They call it a reflecting screen or something like that. The assistant holds it during filming. Huh. What? Where's your enthusiasm for all things entertainment? Well, lighting is fine, but I'd want to be the director, or maybe the Steel Samurai. I think she's being serious. Alright, that's probably everything to look at in here. Nope, nope. Looks like a backdrop for a stage. This must be used in the Steel Samurai show. Of course, that's the mountain, Neo Fujiyama. Doesn't the Steel Samurai take place in old Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there? Not old Tokyo, Nick. Neo old Tokyo. Oh, right. Obviously. Don't get it twisted now. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. So, what? I saw that suspicious look on your face. Wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? You absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Alright, you better tell me, and tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We were just talking to the assistant in Studio One. Her? She's not even a full-time employee! All of you youngins are like that nowadays, running your mouths like there's no tomorrow, saying that another thing, and then they're telling me about nothing about the elders striking their elders back when they did crying and shame on you, used to the floor, the grah. You're close. She's an old bag. Also a hag, probably. Hey, Pico, how you doing? Not the sexy kind of... Yeah, not like a sexy, like you know, swamp hag, right? You streamed? What did you stream, Pico? Oh, did you play, you played a Go-Go Hyper thingy? There's a chance to do what we can without looking over our shoulders. Budokai and Hypergrind? Nice. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? I mean, obviously. One thing sucks majorly, though. What's that? Okay, I'll give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick. Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see. First, I need the date of the murder. Looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1. That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the number of the security camera. I believe it was... Well, was it 307 or... I think it was 307. There, entered. Hey, it printed out the data for that day. Since you're on mobile, you can't both use your mic to commentate and play the game audio. It's one or the other. Need to exit from the home page. Oof, that is rough. Let's see what we got. I mean, at least you can then put your VODs up on YouTube and not worry about them getting a copyright. Because there's no sound. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he's the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Powers, question mark, photo added to the court record. Hey Nick! Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway. Let's show her this photo and see what she says. You want to get a capture card, but can't find any apps to overlap audio. Not sure how to do that on mobile, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I'm lucky to get this stuff working on a PC. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. If only Nick would learn this. I'm sure Nick totally, like, remembers this lesson he is learning right now and never again shows evidence to someone he shouldn't show evidence to and gets in trouble for it. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. You can try the controller as the audio for the mic. Oh, that might work. Yeah. If there's a mic in the controller. Could work. Wow, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it's just a joke. So are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady? That was a poo-poo joke? Was it? Alright. Continue. Peas and carrots, rhubarb. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Hey, Ten. How you doing? Prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio One of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during this trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Good to hear, Tom. Good to hear. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through. Get it? Run-through. Do you get it? Do you get the joke yet? Of the action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that gate are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All of the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was lodged in the victim's chest. Found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? No, we got it. We got it. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court records. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question, and that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? Oh, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. I love this running gag. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of a trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Security. But there was an Oldbag was described once. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Say Kuriti. Say Kuriti. Objection sustained. Kuriti. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yesy, I was. Yesy, I was. Yesy? And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. Yesy. You may begin your testimony. Sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through, get it? There since the morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed towards the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well, let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Really kicking the dead horse, that is that joke. They love that joke. This is only like the 3rd case of this long-running series. Oh, I meant to press that. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to go could go into the studio. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee key, card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is, no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Hey, Match? Apparently turnabout in every chapter is a pun on the Japanese title of the series. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many puns in these games. It's kind of amazing that the localizers managed to preserve so much of that. Obviously, they had to change a lot of those puns, but they still kind of at least got the feel of it right. It's kind of amazing. The games in general just have some of the most amazing writing. Was there anyone at the studio when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through, get it? There since the morning. A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there after noon? Well, I had some errands to run that morning. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper. I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. Not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway. I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all of my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run through, too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5. So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Now, of course! I'm a professional, you know. Except when she locks the door and goes to watch somebody's, you know... Hey, King. King, a fight. A fight. How did I find out that I was a furry? What's a furry? What's a furry? But how did I find out I was a furry? I mean, it was kind of latent in there for a very long time. And then finally, I mean, it kind of got to the point where I found myself in VR chat, in a furry avatar, talking to a friend of mine that was a furry, who said, hey, I was popping in to see if you wanted to go hang out at this place. I thought you might like it. And I said, sure. And he took me to Furry Hideout. And that's when I realized that I was in a furry avatar with a furry friend who took me to a place for furries. So, you know, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, you know? If I had incorporated the aesthetics of it, and other members of that subculture saw me as a member of that subculture, I guess I'm probably a member of that subculture. Yeah, if it talks like a bunny, hops like a bunny, eats carrots like a bunny. Might be an old man who likes to pretend to be a bunny on the internet. No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper Whapper. Snipper Whapper. Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon, the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? How'd you know that? Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. Overdressed? I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Damn. Damn, Gumshoe just... Oof, such a rough time. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. Gumshoe has a rough time. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. 2? You're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Just being like, yee. No, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Damn. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Go, got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Well, about that. Let me get this straight, old bag, or Mrs. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course! Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. Even Speedwagon is afraid. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all of the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, you get it yet, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So, he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Oh my. I mean, not now, Phoenix. You're in court. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Whippersnapper. Yeah, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. And sure, you stay, always whining about each other, pointing fingers at that, and it's enough to make an old lady cry. Mr. Wright, please, for all of our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene. Something, wish you'd press me until I... Oh my. 10, please. Terms of service. Who was present at the run-through? Something, run you through. Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. Yeah, questioning, of course, yes. And by run you through with my spear, I definitely mean stabbing you with a weapon. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. I saw Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall? Yes. And to think, he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his... Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better. I kissed it where it hurt. But let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. May continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. Hey, Shiro? His samurai spear, the murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. It strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is... Where is this steel samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. The one time he could have said hold it on his own. I know, right? He could have said it right there. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go through the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may examine the witness. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? Oops, no, I wanted to press that. How do you know that? I mean, it's in the autopsy report. And didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. I mean, you saw... Yeah. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going to the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, son. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy. Old Windbag sure has balls, or... Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Mr. Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Well. Let's see. I mean, photo number 2, right? No one else? Then why is this photo number 2? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. Look at this. Yeah. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture? Here, I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the security station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of this photo are printed the words, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of these photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help. Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Either? Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper, too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Yeah, well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and I check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Witnesses do be changing their testimony. Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Another job? That's right. I check all of the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. You back up all of the security camera data. Well, they keep telling me to, yes, but those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Gub, would you also like someone to press you until you squeal? How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Who in the heck? Watch your language, Phoenix. A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gates so no one could get in? Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. We saw that. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and... they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy. Probably 2nd or 3rd grade. Ah? Order. Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studio that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about the 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh, yes. Well, we see this type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him. A boy in the 2nd or 3rd grade, I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Mr. Powers? Yeah? Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in the security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. Not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Poor Will Powers. He's such a sweetheart. Look at that man. He's never done anything wrong in his life. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. Did Will say he wasn't wearing the costume at 2? Yeah, Will was napping in his dressing room at that time, and left the costume unattended so someone else could have grabbed it. So who is this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder? Well, we know it couldn't have been the grade school boy. And the assistant girl, like, maybe, but, you know, we know that in that picture, the dude is dragging his leg, right? And we've established that she did not know that Powers had injured his ankles, so it could only be Old Bag, right? It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Oh? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the danger. The security lady, Old Bag. What? Whippersnapper. Order, order. As a true Old Bag. Old Bag? That's Mrs. Old Bag, even. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into the Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Well, why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Ah, yeah. Right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. That's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. We press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would you do something so horrible to poor... Why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait, just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler, though. As you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed, then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed the murder. I mean, that's, that looks like a full-grown man, right? That's probably a full-grown man, right?
Take that!
Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness. Miss Windy, what was her name? Something Old Bag, Your Honor? Then the prosecution will look further into this Old Bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh, wait a second. I'm just going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Of course she is. Of course she's going to talk. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk. Miss Old Bag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see. So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them off and get away scot-free. Miss Old Bag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination? Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. So, you were told not to talk. That's right. By the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be so hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? We know there's a Studio 2. Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head had fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... They said they had nothing to do with it, see? Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. I mean... I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can. They wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people in the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend that they hadn't been in the studios that day. So they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. I'll kill this woman, I swear it. Feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Them? Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director, we should have known, blah, blah, blah. Yep, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yep. Yep, Studio 2 trailer, there's a Studio 2 trailer. Yep, okay. I'd like to continue the cross-examination. Alright, I believe we've got it. Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Really, it's nothing. Oh, or should I... We're going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for him, I'm certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, Have we figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off of Mr. Powers. Poor Old Windbag. Feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right. We'll be back to visit you soon. Oh, thanks. Thanks, guys. Will Powers is such a sweetheart. That man never hurt a fly. Come on. How could they accuse him? What a sweetheart. Alright. Well, that's been close to 2 hours, so that's probably a good spot to switch over and hang out for a bit in some VR chat. Why not? We'll just sit and chill. I think that sounds like a good idea. So, why don't we close this out? And we'll swap on over to that. That's what I'm thinking. So, we'll be back in just a few. I'll swap you on over to the splash screen, run some ads, so everybody do get yourself some refreshments, run to the bathroom, do what you need to do for a couple minutes, and I'll be back in just a few. Alright, I will see you all in just a couple.